Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live. So we weren't live last week because of Eid. I hope you had a wonderful time. Welcome everybody on Instagram who's live with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. All of these guys, Tech, Mir, Fahad, Da, Muhammad Fahad, I am Dubai, Muhammad Shahir, Bharti, Jay, Harsh Barhaya, 2030. Sawak Fazi, Jax, Earning with Vishu, Jason, Lulu Usman, Hadi, Assalamu alaikum, bro. Hey, it's Gas. Gas. Okay, good. Hey, guys, everybody, Jay Baratam, belated Eid Mubarak, bro. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Jay, Eid Mubarak to you too. Eid Mubarak, hey, it's Gas. Eid Mubarak to you too. Ida herself. Everybody who's joined in, guys, welcome. The format is, we're here together for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, what have you. The format is that you guys ask questions if you have any, and I've got questions from subscribers, people who need to know about Dubai real estate, genuine questions from them, and I will answer their questions as well as we go across doing what we do. Ida, hi, hello, how are you? So if you guys have questions as well, please don't hesitate. You're welcome to put that in the live. So I'm just trying to bring up my YouTube questions here. All right, Naveen Shankar, hello Fahad on YouTube. Hi, how are you? So guys, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. So if you guys have questions, please, you're welcome to ask me straight on here. Say hello, hi. Naveen's coming with the first question. What do you think about real estate price in South? If it's Maruro7 joined. So hello, hi, welcome. If it goes to 1 million to 1.2 million, and how much do you expect it would go up to? I would like to know whether Dubai South is only hype. Okay, good question. Rami Khattab asks. Okay, Rami, I'm going to come to your question as well. All right, Naveen. Okay. This is a good question. Like, how do you define hype? Like, what do you guys think is hype? All right, let's try to get that out of the way first. And if you guys need actual physical in-person help, there's always a number somewhere here floating on WhatsApp down there. You guys can actually work with us, right? We offer a paid service, but since you're here, I really appreciate you're here, Naveen. I'm gonna answer your question, but see, the thing is, let's do a little contextualization. Okay? Let's do some contextualization. Let's understand where Dubai has been and where Dubai has come from, right? So some of you are new to Dubai. Some of you have been here 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I was born in Dubai, okay? More than 40 years ago, okay? And I didn't live all of that time in Dubai. I lived out of the country, in Canada, so on and so forth. But my father was here in the 70s. My grandfather was here in the 60s. What have we seen? And if the past is a good indicator of the future, what have we generally seen with Dubai or the United Arab Emirates? They offer you peace, security, safety, and then they do projects that in the beginning sometimes don't make sense to you, to me, to the average Joe. And I'll give you some examples. Back in the 70s or the 60s, when the current UAE Prime Minister, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, His Highness, his father, Sheikh Rashid, His Highness Sheikh Rashid, he envisioned the Jebel Ali port, okay? And a lot of people told, like, of course, a port in Dubai, starting from scratch, it's going to cost a lot of money. He envisioned it, and a lot of people, even the top business people around Dubai, told him, this is a white elephant you're building. Who's going to come here and use this port? Today, you probably know the Jebel Ali port is one of the busiest ports in the world, and DP Ports or DP World that manages it now manages other ports around the world. So they've got African ports and I think some Asian ports and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to give you this one small example. Similar things happen with other things as well. Even when they were building the current World Trade Center, which is all of 32 stories, but was the tallest building in the Middle East for about 20 years. Everybody thought like, oh my God, why are you building this? This is like, why do you need this? But it makes a statement. It gets people to come, right? When we're talking about Dubai South, Okay, the airport, as you've already mentioned, was actually operational since 2013. My first visit to that airport, I think I was outside on a night, and I just decided with a friend, hey, let's just drive up to the airport. We've heard it's open, and we were in real estate, so we should go check it out, right? It was operational. Parking was operational. I think there was a small little duty free, but the whole thing was not fully operational. They had some cargo flights going on. Then I think back in 2016 they had Fly Dubai fly from there. Why? I think it was mainly because the runway here was getting fixed or something like that. In today's time, that airport is a requirement. It's a need. It's a necessity of Dubai, because if you've flown into Dubai recently, I'm talking about the last 2 years, you're going to start getting a little bit of palpitations when you fly in. Why? Because Dubai airport, no matter what class you're flying in, economy, premium economy, business, or first, is busy. You might have to walk a little bit longer. You might have to wait a little bit longer in the line. That said, Dubai does a great job of moving the traffic, getting the crowds out. Smart gates are usable now by everybody, not just UAE residents. Great. So we don't have like a Heathrow-like situation where people are standing there for 3 hours, 4 hours. Crowds are moving, but it's busy, and it's in the middle of the city. How can you have the world's busiest airport right bang in the middle of the city, which made sense 40 years ago? It just doesn't make sense now, right? So it's just a natural thing that investment has to happen. Now, think about it from one more perspective. You're talking about a 1-bedroom. Bless you. I hope your 1-bedroom gives you a lot of decent returns, good returns, and capital appreciation. You're going to invest about 1 million dirhams, 1.2 million dirhams. The government is going to invest 128 billion dirhams in its expansion and everything else that's required. There's a Chinese conglomerate, so I've heard, have already invested billions to build a massive logistics city. So it's early days for the full value to be realized, but you've got to understand the value will come. Are the prices overhyped? Are the prices over? For that, you've got to try to pick up value. You've got to define, what are my value parameters, right? What will work for me? What price per square foot I'm willing to pay, right? And then if you identify those, maybe the 1.1 million or 1.2 million, maybe you could pick it up on a distress. Maybe you could pick it up from the secondary market. Do you have that money, all of it with you? Then if you do all have all of that, you'll be able to do a good job. All right, Bismillah. So let me answer some questions from Instagram so my Instagram family doesn't feel left out as well. Rami Khattab, okay. Hello, good morning. Is Creek Harbor overpriced? Will it experience oversupply? Simple, short answer, no. Is it overpriced? No. It's been undervalued for a while, but the price has caught up now. So the new prices, I think, on some of the premium properties are above 2,000 dirhams per square foot, whereas it used to be much lower than that. Why? Because, people got priced out of downtown. People got priced out of Mohammed bin Rashid City, the main good communities, right? So now they're looking at Creek Harbor, and now people, my own personal clients who listen to me, bless you, Tawana, who've listened to me 2-3 years ago and got prepared and started investing in Creek Harbor, they got some great deals, right? They're still picking up good deals there if you can find one, but it's now few and far between because everybody's looking at Creek Harbor. Dubai is kind of like an anomaly. Like, it's so small, yet 3 years ago when we mentioned Creek Harbor to our clients and investors, they're like, what? Where? What is this place? And they missed out on the uniqueness, on the amazingness of this place. Okay, so Rami, is Creek Harbor overpriced now, but the prices are catching up? It was undervalued for a long time. You can still go and pick up some good, decent deals in there, okay? You just have to go through the work, all right? Naveen, I hope I was able to answer your question, okay? Let's take another question here. So let's take another question from here. Sharik. Okay, Sharik. Salam Fahd, was waiting for your live session. Love your unbiased, balanced analysis. Okay, Alhamdulillah, Sharik. I should say you're unbalanced in your compliments, but thank you for the compliment. Jazakallah khair, I appreciate it. Okay. What is your price prediction of Parkside Emaar South townhouses? Initially, they were 1.1 million in 2023. They appreciated to 1.6 million and now selling around 2. What do you think the price will be in 5 to 7 years? Look, you just said unbiased, balanced analysis. So I'm going to tell you, um, if Parkside. So let's just take the example of Dubai Hills. Okay, Dubai Hills. Speak to the Emar brokers who were working with Emar at that time. Right across the street was Al Quoz industrial area. All of this stuff behind was desert. People were like, oh, who wants to live in Dubai Hills? And today, the prices of townhouses that were sold at 1.6, 1.8, I think they're about 4 to 5 million dirhams, right? 4 million if you are lucky. 5 million is the upper end, okay? So there you go. So if you've got a community comparison, now it's not, here's the deal. I'm not going to say Emar South is going to be Dubai Hills. Maybe it'll be better, right? It's got a golf course community. It'll probably have a mall because a mall is going to be required over there on that side. But Dubai is smart, Emar is smart. They're not going to do the mall today because that mall today would be crickets, right? It'll be quieter. But at some stage, it will come in, all right? So if we follow the same path, that 2 million could go to 4 or 5 million. Will it go to 4, 5 million, 5, 7? I don't know. But are you buying value today? And in also, Naveen, for you as well, when you go in to buy the best, try to buy the best for the money that you have. Like if a single, so I'm going to explain to you, Naveen, if you're buying a 1-bedroom apartment, try not to buy a ground floor apartment or a first floor or a second floor or the top floor. Top floor is okay as well. Ground floor is okay as well. But if you want to buy a good view and that's 1.5, you don't have the money, then maximize for what you're getting, right? So if it's ground floor opening up to the swimming pool, it's great. Sharik, same thing applies to townhouses. Try to maximize what you're buying. Can you buy a single row? Can you buy facing the park? So on and so forth, right? That'll help you guys. Daveen, thank you for your explanation. I appreciate it. Jazakallah khair. Okay, brother. Let's come here. Marushka Oliveira. I'm looking forward to working as a realtor in UAE. I need a work visa. Any tips on how and which company would be the best to apply for? Okay, Marushka, I'll tell you some of the good companies, but here's the thing. If you don't have prior real estate experience, what's going to happen is they might be a little bit challenging. But if you can demonstrate that you were a great salesperson, if you're an entrepreneur, if you were a banking relationship manager, if you were a wealth manager, I think these companies would still go and hire you, okay? What you should do when you're coming in is have a little bit of money for about 6 months to survive, because a lot of these top companies offer no salaries at all, okay? They're on a straight commission 50-50 basis. But what they will do is, and you should ask them for, is will you give me a visa, so that, because visa is not in itself the most important thing, but it's what you can do with the visa. Number one, you feel temporarily permanent in the country, right? You can get a SIM card that's not going to get disconnected. You can go rent a place. You can go get a driving license if you don't have one in Dubai, okay? So those things are important. Choose one of the bigger companies if they will hire you. So there's some good companies, FAM, FAM, Unique Properties, Provident. You can note these names down, okay? Allsop and Allsop, they do a lot of secondary stuff. There's Fidu Properties. These are big companies, good companies. Mind you, if they don't hire you, or if you feel left out, there's Axe Capital. If you feel left out in these companies, go to some of the mid-tier companies. Ideally, you're looking for a training program and a mentorship program, okay? A lot of these companies will talk a good game that they have a training program. Really, to be honest with you, you're in this for yourself and you're a little bit on your own, okay? The number one company that I remember used to have an amazing training program was Keller Williams. I am a product of that company. That company used to generally call themselves, we are a training company. We just happen to be in real estate. Other companies in Dubai are now starting to say that. I don't know. I've not been in there. Do they have a great training program? I hope so. You know, it's possible. It's not impossible to have a good training program. Okay. Also, I believe they say they've got a great training program. FAM says that they've got a great training program. So check them out and see if they're worth your while. And they might be good, right? Ida herself. When clients ask me to buy for flipping, I only feel safe selling Emar and especially townhouse. Am I right? You're right and you're not right, right? I'll tell you why. Look, here's the deal. If you're selling Emar, to anybody, what does Emaar do? Emaar has a great reputation, great brand, has delivered over 100,000 apartments, townhouses, villas, offices, hotel rooms, etc., and the list goes on, right? So let's look at the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, you sold them a great developer that does a great community most of the time, or delivers a building or apartment or townhouse in a great situation. So worst case scenario, if everything gets topsy-turvy, they've got a great product that they will still be able to liquidate and sell. Best case scenario, they will be able to sell for a profit. The thing with Emaar is, you've got to remember, the brand has a value. Their reputation has a value. Their supply has a value. All of this value translates into price, into the product, which means that Emaar's products are generally priced for the coming 2-3 years, okay? Which means if you're looking to flip, you can get lucky sometimes if you pick up a good project, great project in the first launch. Generally speaking, your timeline to flip that property is 2 to 3 years, where the whole community is built up and the market's moved in your favor. If the market's not moved in your favor, you're not going to be able to flip because Emaar is pricing their product like that, right? So right now, a lot of the brokers, I'm not saying you're young, but perhaps you've been in the market for a long time. But a lot of the brokers who've not been in the market a long time, they can only relate to the last 3, 4, 5 years. But we've seen the market. I've seen the market since 2007. And the market has its own way of, dealing with situations. So townhouse, Emaar, yes, all good. But remember, so good. On the flip side, if things go bad, they'll still be able to rent it and liquidate it, right? Get some money out of it. If things go well, they're waiting 2 to 3 years, right, to be able to flip. Now, you can take the same approach, go and look for other deals in the market with other good, decent developers. You've got to have some experience in the market. So, for instance, you could go to JVC, but you've got to find good developers, all right? So there are some good developers there, okay? Hadi, assalamu alaikum, brother. Really appreciate your insights. Keep rocking. Thank you, brother. Hey, guys, on Instagram, YouTube, if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate. You can send them across. Ida, you asking, do you think Emaar's houses will appreciate as much as Heights' new Emaar community? Yes, they will, in general, follow the same path as Dubai Hills community. Let me think about this. I think I've answered somebody above. The Dubai Hills community townhouses are today 4 to 5 million. But you guys, just to buyer beware, and you also beware, those townhouses were not trading at premiums in 2017-18. Okay, like I think 2015 is when they were launched, and then when it was I think got handed over, I think 18-19, prices were lower. Like you could actually even pick up some deals which you could call distress, right? And then came like the wonderful weird pandemic, which everybody remembers, but we don't want to remember it. So you guys have to ride the wave, okay? So don't be like, okay, I bought today and it's a guaranteed 2 to 3 years time profit, okay? Unless you have a great realtor like us or like you guys who are here learning, it's going to be not every time smooth selling, right? Sometimes it might be a little rocky, choppy. So don't worry about it. DXB Jabby. Dear Fahd, can you share a success story where you overcame a significant challenge to close a deal? Okay. Hey guys, everybody here, welcome. Hey, Junu is here. Except I'm gonna share something. DXB Jabby, okay? So about 3 years ago, I started saying this to myself, and this is what I said. All my deals happen with the maximum number of E's and P's, and all my clients close easily, and I get my commissions and everything in P's, okay? And I'll tell you why. I don't know why, whether I was wired like this, or whether I thought and I felt that I'm not doing enough work if there's not enough problems in a deal. I don't know where this belief came in from, okay? Maybe it was one of my early mentors, okay? I'm talking about 11 years ago. And he used to seek deals in the market where there were problems, Okay, so he would go and find problems which he could solve. And he had this one thing saying, and I'm saying he's my early mentor. So, of course, you learn from your mentor, right? So he said, where there's problems, there's money. So I started thinking like that. Where there's problems, there's money. MashaAllah. But guess what? You don't like problems. Do you want problems? You can have easy money as well. So I started attracting deals to myself where every time there was something uniquely problematic about it. And if it wasn't, perhaps I was subconsciously creating those problems. And so 2-3 years ago, I just started changing my mindset. So if you're saying, can you share a success story where you overcame a significant challenge to close a deal? There isn't one. There's many, okay? I'll tell you one. This was 2013. It was one of the largest transactions I was working on at that time. So for me, it was a big deal. It was 20 million dirhams, okay? That transaction had several moving parts in it, okay? And I'll explain to you how. It had the seller. It had me. It had the buyers. And the buyers were like, there were 2 or 3 buyers, and they were very, very sharp. I brought them a deal that was, we call it halwa in Pakistani language, Indian language, like sweet, just eat it. But they wanted to make a lot of money on this deal. So a 20 million dirham piece of land, they wanted to make a lot of money. And I'll explain how much money they made. So there was me, the seller, me, 3 buyers, and then we were negotiating with one of the top developers in the city as well, because this land was actually kind of like a defaulted kind of land, right? This deal took 6 months. My files on this deal back in 2013 were like 2 of these files, this big. Paper upon paper, checks to be submitted, a lot of work to be done. And I'll tell you, like, at one stage, my seller got so agitated. Like, is he ever going to get the money? Is he ever going to have, is anything going to happen? Because obviously he was in the deal to get money. It took him 6 months to actually get the money out. And the sellers and the buyers, who were 3 of them, it's a very interesting proposition because they only put about 2 million dirhams and they walked away each with 3 to 4 million dirhams in their pocket as profit, okay? How the deal was structured, I'm not getting into it, but the problem in this transaction was handling my seller's personality and his expectations. And I don't blame him because it took 6 months for us to close a transaction whereby the sellers had promised that the buyers had said we'll close it fast. So this is just one such transaction. And I've got how did I go through this and what did I learn? 2 things. Number 1 is for me, it was early days to be in a deal this big, and one of my mentors was in this transaction, right? And he was guiding me and going through the process. What I did understand is people with experience can smell money. So my mentor, he could smell money in this transaction. I had no idea. He called me. I still remember. I think it was like 11 a.m. I was somewhere private at home or in the shower or something. I don't remember exactly, but he called me at 11 a.m. Not p.m. 11 a.m. to get an update on this transaction. And many, many years later, I realized he never used to call me in the morning. In fact, he hardly ever called me, right? He was a mentor, but in the relationship we had was he would give me advice while we were walking or having lunch or dinner, and that's it, right? Other than the deals we'd work with. But him calling me at 11 a.m. meant that this deal had a lot of juice in it for him. I didn't realize that because I was in the middle of the whirlwind, right? I didn't realize that many, many, many years later, okay? That why did he call me? Oh, right. He called me because there was a lot of money involved in this. I was just too green. And it's good, alhamdulillah. He guided me through the process. So what did I take away from this? Number 1, stick to the process. Go through the process. Sometimes you don't know what's going on. Don't lose hope. Keep going. Bismillah, okay? Number 2, try to get elderly, more experienced people into a transaction and seek advice. And so you're asking me like a problem that happened many, many, many times. Alhamdulillah. How we overcome them is there are still people I go and seek help from, okay? My mentors from back in the day, one of them at least I'm still in touch with, okay? So DXB Javi, I hope I answered your question. Let me know if you have more questions. All right. Aida herself, thank you, brother. I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge. May Allah bless you. You're welcome. What do you think about Azizi Venice in Dubai South. And I literally learned most about real estate throughout your YouTube channel. Rami, mashallah. Okay. Bless you. Azizi, I need to look at the project. Look, Azizi is good. I think they're coming up really well. They had some delays in Azizi Riviera, but I kind of relate back to Damax's original early days, pre-2008, when I still remember a lot of people said, oh, Damac did not deliver. And I still remember Damac took out an ad on Sheikh Zayed Road, and that said, I think it had like a dangling key on it, and they had delivered, I think, 2,000 apartments, which means 2,000 keys, and they said 2,000 keys delivered. Like, imagine, like today, I think Damac has delivered over, I don't know how many keys that they would have delivered. I think maybe about 40,000. Okay, 30 to 50,000 maybe. Okay, I'm just guessing. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember in 2009 on Sheikh Zayed Road they had this thing, 2,000 keys delivered, just to tell people, like, you know, we're here. We're in the market, okay? So when you talk about Azizi Venice, yes, Azizi had some hiccups and obstacles in Azizi Riviera, but that's okay because they have delivered a lot, okay? So choose Venice with a little bit of grain of salt, but go in there. It's okay. I think inshallah khair. Just be smart and don't put money outside escrow. Sharik, I appreciate that tenants are protected by some concrete laws for eviction or rent increase. Please share laws which protect owners specifically for rental increase when tenants are still... Yeah, because you've got the rental index, right? So you can go with the rental index, and you've got to remember that the rental index has just been recalibrated, Sharik, and this allows you to increase rent more than what you were allowed last year, okay? Part 2 of Sharik's question, using COVID rents to get away from rental increase. However, many owners who during the COVID reduced their rental as a favor to them. So those owners will never get the current market. No, it's not true. It's not like you can't ever get the current market rent. Look, the rental index has already been upgraded. The other situation is, you can always tell the tenants that, look, the market's at 300,000 dirhams right now. You're paying me 220, and the rental index is allowing me 242. Now, I understand that. Listen, you can take the law and just stick to the law. If you have a good relationship, decent relationship with that, you can ask him, like, hey, would you be okay to increase the rent above above what's allowed in the rental index? If you come to an amicable situation between yourselves, it's okay. All right, guys, you guys have to remember also, like, these rents are going up by 40-50%. Okay, no other country, or very few other countries, have rents going up by 40-50%. So while I'm a capitalist, you can say, I'm not a socialist. I don't think I'm a socialist. I do see that there is benefit in protecting the tenant as well, to an extent that if rent goes up by 40%, if you're paying this year 100,000 in rent and next year you're asked to pay 150,000, the problem in Dubai is your salaries don't go up. Now, a pure capitalist will say, so what? Who cares? But Dubai is an anomaly. There are other people who are willing to pay 150 because most people say, no, so what? If they get priced out, they get priced out. So what? Big deal. Okay, yeah, you know, make life a little bit miserable for people. They move to Sharjah, Ajman, wherever they need to live. Okay, fine. You couldn't pay 150, get out. Nah, I think it's too rough, too difficult. The government balances things out, and if you can amicably speak to them, so be it. And guys, listen, if you can't amicably speak to them, if they're not willing to, stick to the rental index. Just relax. You'll make money in the long term. Average Joe. Average Joe. Bless you. Average. That's like staying humble. Bless you. I hope you're anything but average and you're super extraordinary. Hi, Fahd. Love your content. Thank you very much for your kind comments, Joe. And love you back for loving my contact. What's your take on Al Furjan as an area, especially now when Al Marouj is going close to completion? It's a good area. It's got a metro station. It's been underlooked because of the overall management of the place. But I think it's going to come up very, very well now. Like, it's on that growth trajectory because Imagine, like, it's closer to the Dubai South Airport, and it's closer to the metro, and it's closer to Ibn Battuta Mall, and it's closer to the city. And in the past, people were like, okay, for John, it's good, but you really had to go there if you really wanted to go and live there, right? And you could get a bigger place to stay, right? The villas were bigger, everything was bigger, but I think it's really on the upward trajectory now. Ida herself, I do sell JVC a lot and believe in it, especially with the metro coming in. There you go, right? So if you can identify good projects in JVC, then you can see that there is a general trend for these projects to be resold at a premium within even 1 to 2 years. Okay, so there are some good developers in there. All right, guys, thank you very much. So last questions: how to be a better broker? Focus on 3 things. Number 1, your life. Tell me about your life. Well, you don't tell me about your life. Sit down and write about your life and see what's happening in it. Okay. Are you stable? Are you good? Do you spend a lot of, do you spend a lot of time, let's call it not productively? It could be anything, right? Netflix, shisha cafes, or whatever. I don't know. Too much clubbing. I don't know. Get that life in order. So read books, sleep early, maintain good friends, good influence, good people around you, okay? Maybe get my books. The books are in the description, all right? Read the books, read other books. So that's 1. 2, get knowledge about real estate in Dubai. Understand what's the different areas. Some people will go and focus only in one area. That's fine if you just want to focus in one area. Just do that. That's okay as well. Last but not the least, number 3, learn about the processes in real estate. What happens when, okay? So what should I be doing? And the way you learn this is get involved in deals with other people. Like, a lot of people think, oh, I'm only going to do my own deal. I won't do a deal with somebody else. No. Just go and help other people. Help other people as much as possible. Help that mentor of yours so that you can actually then benefit from the advice and the stuff that he or she is doing. All right, guys? So that's about it. What I'm going to be doing is, look, we do lives every Saturday about 9:45, 10 o'clock. If you got questions before that, you can send them in. Sometimes I'll answer them on a video. If not, just come live and ask a question. I'll be happy to actually answer. There is a link below. WhatsApp numbers are there. If you want to work with me, as in to buy a property, we have a program dedicated to helping people start investing. It is a paid program, but you're welcome to join it. Okay. I say goodbye for you, all of you guys. Thank you very much. Whoever was over here, thank you very much. Goodbye.